Okay, let's go. Happy Sunday. As the title or maybe the thumbnail will indicate, this is going to be a 2K giveaway. This is a review for a set called, we got Easy E in the background. Let's see if he's going to ding me. We'll go ahead and drop this down. This is a set called the Eminent Ears Ruby. It is a single dynamic driver. I believe it's a beryllium coated dynamic driver. It's got 4 BAs. 2 of the BAs are Knowles and 2 of them are custom. And then there are 4 ESTs, which I believe all has to be Sonian unless somebody else is coming up with the ESTs. I don't think that's the case. So if you're a subscriber and you comment below this video, and you're also subscribed to the unboxing channel and you commented under the unbox of this, by the way, if you're saying I thought the expensive stuff goes to your Patreons, I put this up 2 weeks ago and I haven't gotten bids. It's either busy season, people just spent a lot of money during the holidays, I'm not really sure, but I did do that, and now I'm moving it off, and I'm going to send it to somebody who is just a supporter of the channel. So that works out really good. If it was a brand name that everybody was familiar with, I think I'd just do an animal donation. But that could be the next video that I do. So I take care of the animals every month, every way. Anyway, moving to the left, we have a frequency response graph. I migrated from GitHub back onto Squiglinks. Thank you to Superviews for making that. Like how to do this for 5-year-olds. He had to help me in multiple ways. So I don't have it on mine. I'm using treble well extendeds, but mine looked like this on GitHub. It had a late boost at around 8K and beyond. As you can see, it's a glide type where sub bass over mid bass, it comes down. It's kind of a V-shaped set in the sense that there's no real plateau or flat range, short or long porch in the mid-range, which is really stability for a lot of fundamental stuff, including vocals. It's got a typical upper mids ear gain, and then the area, it's actually really well tuned to there. It's got a notch in a good spot, and then after that it's got some boosted energy. Now remember, comment below the video, go ahead and stop right now, give it a thumbs up. I'm going to be here when you get back. I 100% guarantee that. When you unpause the video after you thumbed it up, I'm still going to be here. Now let's get into the video. In the low end, 808 Roland, like deck mix drop stuff that have, I'm listening to, let's get back to music here. I'm gonna have to come back over to here eventually, but we got Easy E going. Yeah, I better move because I'm gonna have to come back. Stuff like I'm listening to right now, Easy E with the deck mix drops with substantial low end, Easy E, Ghetto Boys, Kendrick Lamar, Public Enemy, stuff like that. This does actually quite good. It hits very hard. I'm a fan of beryllium, and I think that there is a placebo, like a bias when you see certain things. You have expectations, and I expected that this would be substantial, and it sounds like it is. And it's got the stiffening like metal covering on PET Miler does. It doesn't really get in the way, but it's the tuning that's already kind of V-shaped, but it's not bloated, and that's probably down to the driver. As we get into 4 and 5 string bass guitar, the pulls, the plucks, the release, the ringing on the strings, this bass line doesn't look bad. As a matter of fact, it's pretty much my target. However, this goes to kind of indicate how that really the entire frequency response is related to the instrument called the bass guitar. The basic, let's say 300 hertz and below, and then you've got another 17,700 hertz on that scale, probably 12 to 13 that you can actually hear, that still have some relevancy to that instrument. This sounds a little bit off to me. It doesn't sound quite as good as I was expecting it based on it being a beryllium and also the tuning of the low end. That's probably got a lot to do with the rest of the tuning. As we get into the kick drum with Bonham, like is usually the case when the 808 drops are good, Bonham's kick drum, the bass drum, are usually potent and powerful, like the production and historical reviews of that track would indicate from Led Zeppelin's 4th album. That sounds fine. As we move into vocals, Lane Staley, Chris Cornell, 2 Males for example, Nina doing a cover of Blondie, Annie Lennox, Madonna, the Wilson sisters from Heart. Those are some females that I listened to. I thought that this did I thought that this did good in the sense that that type of tuning seems like it would be warming up male and female vocals. Male can take that a little easier or more than females, where they're much less. Again, the variations and tunings like that seem to really be popular with people that like female vocals, because it's very crisp, dry, and clean. This isn't really bad there. I think the harmonics of the vocals are where it's becoming kind of abrasive, or it just sounds. The later harmonics, where something's supposed to be falling off, is actually just living milliseconds longer, and you can pick that up. And in this instant, in this part, in the mids, it's the vocals that are stepping up, particularly females. Annie Lennox, No More I Love Yous, I believe is the name of that track, was one that I thought, that's intense for what I thought was going to be a warm, engaging set. I don't think this would be so great for female vocals. As we get into overtones, which are the sound created by the fundamental events, the stick striking the ride or the cymbal, the fingers pulling and plucking off of a bass guitar string, picks off of an acoustic and electric with or without distortion pedals. It is the 80% to 90% of audible sound that's created by the fundamental moments, which is really just split seconds. Again, like a stick striking something, like my knuckle hitting the table, or anything else. It's the harmonics. This tuning where it's supposed to be dying off, it makes stuff sound. I used to, in my early days, think that this gave kind of a boost to stage. It doesn't, but that's how I kind of was interpreting it at the beginning, because I just thought it sounds lively, I guess you could say. Now that I listen, and for the past probably 7-8 years, and I'm listening to like cymbals, for example, Blind Faith, Can't Find My Way Home, the significant strike at 27 second by Ginger Baker, and 38, the No More, No More, Hey Hey What Can I Do, stuff like that. There's a lot of energy there, and it's kind of fatiguing. So I think what is an excellent set. Let me go ahead and rank this. Is it a dumpster fire? No. Hope was free. For somebody that comments below this video, it's going to be. Coping is working. Yeah, kind of. Like, is the Beryllium really doing as good as I think it is? Because I think it is doing good. Or is it just, I really love bass and it sounds good to me? I don't know. Competes with its peers. This is where we get into some discussion. It's a $2,300 set. $2,300 for a company you might not be that familiar with. It's got a DD that is... It says it's got a beryllium coating. It's got 4 BAs, and for some reason 2 of those BAs are custom. And I'm going to look real quick here. Let me read this for you. Okay, beryllium plated dynamic driver, 4 balanced armature drivers, and 4 electrostatic drivers. The 10mm dynamic driver handles low frequencies with precision, delivering dynamic and impactful bass. Okay, no arguments there. Meanwhile, the mid-range is brought to life by 2 Knowles balanced armature drivers, offering natural and detailed vocals. The high frequencies are meticulously rendered by 2 custom-made balanced armature drivers. I don't know why you'd stick that in there. However, all disclosures, that's not really where I'm hearing a problem. I'm hearing a problem where the Sonyans are, because I think that they're overboosting it. And it doesn't say Sony, but it says the high frequency in particular too expensive. Finally, 4 electrostatic drivers add brightness and extend the ultra high frequencies, enhancing the overall tonal balance. I think it adds kind of a brilliance and intensity that's a little bit steroidal, is a term I use a lot. I think it's a little bit overly energetic. I don't know why you would talk about... You actually don't mention the Sonyans as the E-stats, and I believe that they are. And then you do brand name the Knowles, and you do talk about the coating, and then stuck in there is 2 balanced armatures that are custom. Custom Knowles, custom Sonyan, I don't know what those are. So competes with its peers. I'm going to put it in between coping is working and competes with its peers. I enjoy the set, but it's not a sofa set that I can listen to for a long period of time. As historical reviews, if you go back and look at it, I said that I always think that sets that don't kind of cascade off, because sound decays over time. So this scale from left to right, is representing lots of stuff, but the stuff that is on the right side is usually what you hear towards the end of vocals, towards the end of a ride strike, towards the end of the pick off of an electric guitar with a, like Tom Schultz from Boston. Those are the frequencies that you literally are hearing towards the end. And if they're kind of cut off at 8K and it falls off, it'll sound kind of dark and maybe slightly muted. And then the inverse or the opposite is if you boost that, that will start to sound more present. And if you overboost that, it might sound very much present to the point where it sounds slightly unnatural, which is where I would put this set. So I'd buy it, no, not for $2,300. And now I'm talking to the company, Eminent Ears, because I think they're from Malaysia. If you pay $2,300, I don't think it's worth it to name a brand driver, and then put two customs in there. Like, elaborate a little bit. Custom? That seems like more work than all of the other drivers that are inside, because anybody can get Sonians off the shelf. Anybody can get those Knowles. Those customs, were they made for you? And if they were, what exactly did they do to customize it? Because I'm looking at your 1 to 8K, and it looks good, but it doesn't look like anything in particular. Who customized these for you? Disclosure 2025. I'm gonna ding off a little bit for that, and because of how much, and also the presentation, go check my unboxing, isn't really for a $2,000 set. Name the drivers, and the presentation I don't really think matches the price range. The bass is quite good. So there's that. I'll let you guys go. So remember, this set costs $2,300. People have paid that much and are very happy with it, and I can get it. My job is to talk about what's good, which is most, and what's not good, which is the energetic, a little bit split second to a little bit more life in cymbals and really everything that's got energy in that range. It takes it... The opposite of a dark set is what this is, and I guess bright would be the term, but that's not... Intense is the word right there. Again, I can get how some people like it. It's not my cup of tea, just because I can't listen to this for more than maybe 30 minutes without ringing in my ears. So there's that. It's a big chunky boy, but it fits me fine. So if you comment below this video, you're going to get a $2,000 set, and it doesn't say demo on it or anything like that. So you can go ahead and flip it if you want. I could flip it if I wanted to, and I was trying to get maybe 500 for it on Patreon, but nobody was really going for it. But that's fine. And like I said, I take care of the animals every month, and I do that for years and years before I was even doing giveaways on this channel. So there's that. Let you guys go. This is like a Sunday video, I think, which is kind of unusual, but I got to move along. I got the Valhalla coming in a couple days, and I hope that turns out well, because that would be nice. This Onyx by Shanling is very cool. That thin profile, it's got plenty of power for the PMG APXSE. I'm quite a fan of it. I like that a lot. And then the Ape Voix, I'm not sure what that's called. Looks dope. Yeah, and I'll talk about that when I do the video. And I am out.
どうしたの？あばさんの。何？ゾウさんの何？ベトベトどこ行っちゃった？ベトベトパー。ベトパーどこ行っちゃったかね？ベトベトパー。おしまいなの。